which is not true.
Okay, so Jason Elderly or Jay Wilson just lied and said that he didn't know who Jason was. That's a huge lie. Jason has been on Jay Wilson's panels before, so Jay Wilson is lying, and that's something that I need to make very clear to whoever's listening to this video. This is a juicy live that's happening right now. It's titled "The Girls Are Pressed." Obviously, Jay Wilson is not. One thing he is about money. He's not a nice person. He's not a bad person. He's just, by saying that he didn't know who Jason was when he's had Jason in his, has talked to Jason. And another thing that I want to make very clear is that Jason has talked against Jay Wilson, but he's also talked pro Jay Wilson. And Jason, from what I understand, had a conversation with Jay Wilson's father. Jason actually went out of his way and had a conversation with Jay Wilson's father. But Jason is on the panel. Let's hear this.
Decided to sick all of her followers on me. Then she decided to threaten my parents' lives for 3
He's over here talking about what he's been talking about on his channel for years, like how about him and Kwani went at it. He did, file charges on Kwani. I think it's still happening. Him and Kwani have been at odds, and at times they were even friends. You guys who are listening to this, these people in the beef sector, they do turn against each other, but they also collaborate with each other. So you gotta also understand that. Again, this is a messy life that Jay Wilson is having. Jay Wilson is not working for God anymore. He is working for Satan. He is no longer, I'm just saying it, 2022, Jay Wilson is not here for Jesus or Moses, or he is definitely choosing the side of Satan. And it's the truth. That doesn't mean you're not going to see me in his, chat. It doesn't mean that I might make videos about him. I'm just saying Jay Wilson is no longer doing God's work. He is definitely working for Satan.
3 days around Thanksgiving. This is 2018. Then she told everyone she was walking around.
Oh my God, Jason's over here giving us a timeline of everything that's happened between him and Kwani. Anybody that knows the beef sector knows that Kwani and Jason have always been at odds with each other. It's just what happens. He has harassed her for years, and she has done things to him too. But I don't think, in all honesty, that the things that Kwani has done to Jason add up to the things that he has done to her. So if we're gonna be fair, Jason has, harassed Kwani for years. So let's just be fair about that.
Her neighborhood and posted street view pictures of their neighborhood. She said she was going to slit their throats and my throat too. She said
here we go. He loves to he has this victim complex, but in reality he is not a victim. He is very much a participant. It's like they do it to each other, but Jason has a victim complex. I don't trust anything. All he does is brag. He's supposed to make all this money. He's constantly talking about all the money that he has, but yet you're so rich, but you're over here talking about people who you claim are beneath you. So it's kind of like you're crazy. That's what it is. You're just plain crazy.
She was on her way. She said she wore an evening gown. Then she told us the FBI came to her door. Really? Well, I believe that you hate black folks, and you are...
I do believe Jason hates people. I don't think it's a race thing, but I guess, yeah, I do think Jason is a hateful person. I didn't used to believe that, but after watching him for more than a bit, I realized that he is hateful, and I don't think he's just a racist. I think he's just hateful. In my opinion, when you're a racist, you're a hateful person. So for me, I don't see a difference between a person who's hateful and a racist. I just see them as the same thing. So if you want to say, is Jason a racist? Because he's hateful, but I think Jason hates everybody. I don't think he just hates one person. I think he's just plain hateful. He has hate in his heart.
I'm a racist cunt, and that's exactly what you are. So keep sucking dick, keep eating them ducks, keep sucking dog dick, and keep killing ducks, bitch. Okay? What y'all like?
I'm glad she said that. I have to be honest with you, there was a time where I was full support. I used to think, he's just this guy who wants to be accepted. But after watching him for a bit and seeing the things, he's just a weirdo, and he does hate people, and it's not just black people, it's people period. It's just not very, and I honestly believe he's not mentally stable. Now he claims to make all this money, but Jason, if you are so rich, why aren't you buying some happiness?
Make money, bitch. Why don't you pull it up? Why don't you pull it up, huh? Okay. Anyway.
So the live is up to 7:21. So right now in the beef sector in the month of January, Jay Wilson has been kicking ass. I don't watch those other people. I don't watch Brianna because she's dying. I don't watch Bizarro because she's gross. I don't watch. I just don't watch the black sector because I think they're crazy, and thirsty, and so I just basically just continue watching my people in the beef sector. And right now my favorite one is and will always continue to be Tita and Jay Wilson. And Rita hasn't done any lives. I do like Rick Reed, but anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. What this video is about, the fact that Jay Wilson is kicking ass in the beef sector. He's got 735 people in his chat, and right now he has Jason and Kwani talking about their beef.
Oh, my mother never talked to you, bitch. She called on your drunk. I'll talk to your mother, honey. May I talk to your mother? No, bitch. They never talked to your mother and your father.
Oh shit, now that Kwani turned the tables around on Jason, and he's like, I've been talking to your parents too, motherfucker.
Your mother and father called, right? Lying bitch.
Jason, like, what's the deal? You're showing weakness, Jason. You're showing weakness.
I did. I was just out in the neighborhood. I sat down for 10 o'clock with y'all all day. No, you lied.
Let me go to Elderly Orgy and see if he's live. Hold on, Elderly Orgy. Let's see if he's live. He's not even live. He did like a very, very horrible live yesterday on Timothy Blaine, and it was just really, really dark, and it's just very dark and like unnecessary. Like, if you're so rich and powerful, like, why would you step down to talk to people that you think are beneath you? Like, that's so weird, and it's just downright weak and pathetic. And that's how I feel. Elderly Orgy Jason, you got mental problems, and that's what it is.
What about your sister? In the Carolinas, sorry. Talk to the Carolinas, sorry. Reese, BR. What about that bitch? Y'all want to talk about that? Your scary ass. Why would you let Mexico get?
Jason, Kwani's kicking your ass right now, and I gotta say something else. Jason, what does anybody being gay have to do with anything? I mean, like, being gay is not a handicap. It is not anything to be ashamed of. So why are you bringing that up? Anyway, I'm just making that very clear.
Why don't you leave Mexico? I want to leave Mexico. Won't leave New Mexico before you get married. You don't have to do it. You ain't got no money. You're destitute. You whore. Is your house paying for you live there? They keep your ass away from them? Are they paying to keep your ass away from them? Are they paying you to keep away from them? Your sister won't talk with you. At that home? Gang member. Why you claim he got all that white privilege he claim he got? And is he fucking Jewish? Wait a minute, all that Jewishness? All that Jewishness, and you ain't got no weapon money?
Jay Wilson is getting away with it. He's making money, doing whatever. Kwani is eating Jason up right now. Like, Jason is sounding weak. Like, either he's gonna come back with a vengeance. Because he does do that. He gets really angry. And then he does like really like outrageous bullshit. Like, he'll post like your uncles, your grandparents, your best friends, all kinds of shit. And so let's see what happens. But the only one that's actually benefiting from this, because again it always comes down to the money, is Jay Wilson. And let's hear this.
You can call everybody but children. What about your half-breed? All children. What about your children? Why your children? You eat your children. You eat yours. You eat yours. Why your children? You eat yours. Wake up bullshit. Y'all leave New Mexico. You ain't never leave New Mexico. Bitch, leave New Mexico. Bitch, I leave all. Leave New Mexico. Leave New Mexico. Bitch, leave New Mexico. Bitch, I can't leave New Mexico. Bitch, shut the. Leave New Mexico, bitch. Leave New Mexico, bitch. Grandchildren. Leave New Mexico. I don't know if y'all gotta leave New Mexico, but I gotta leave in a few minutes. So, all right, well, like I said, tell them class to leave New Mexico, Jack. So, man, it's a salt tea that ain't got going on goddamn work, y'all. I don't fear y'all, and I'm the one white cracker. White cracker, y'all. Why is it
Jason, you have to leave. Jason, leave. Go ahead and say what you need to say. Kwani, say what you need to say. And then we gonna move on.
I'm gonna leave New Mexico. Let's see if you leave New Mexico. Go live in the airport. Behind the gate. I could go anywhere I want to go and spend. Go to the gate. Go behind TSA, bitch. Go behind TSA and go to the gate and go on plane, child. I'm gonna say Louis.
Jason, you talk, but can you leave New Mexico? Can you, enjoy the money that you claim to be making? Like, what's the deal? Holyfield?
Can you mute her? Bring your white ass to St. Louis. Can you mute her?
Let me say this. Let me say this. So, Kwani, let me ask this question. So, can you leave New Mexico? Because I've heard two
Exactly, Jason. Just answer the question.
people now say that you better stay there and you cannot leave. And so, is that true?
Who's you asking me?
I mean, I heard from
You got all his money, Jason. Why you can't leave New Mexico, Jason?
Kwani, and I've heard it from Trish. So, I'm asking you that.
What? I I flew out on business not even that long ago to LA. It was fucking
Okay, so then why are you not coming after the people that you're claiming are harassing you? I don't understand, Jason.
Courtney, what are you talking about?
Okay, no, I'm asking you the question. This is not a question so you can get upset. I just heard two people say that, so it's just either, yeah. So I guess he's saying, Kwani, that he just left New Mexico.
Where did he go? When? He's a liar. He's a liar. He can't keep a residence on his head, child. Can't keep a roof on his head. Somebody answering to you a drunk on his head. He can't keep a roof on his head. Living in squalor, child. He will never leave New Mexico, child. Scare himself. He's scared. Scary piece of trash. Scary. Scary. Look, now fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch.
So look,
Fuck you, white crap. A waste of white skin. Here's a waste of white skin, child. Put it on eBay. Put it on eBay for somebody else to wear. Maybe they'll get more pleasure out of it. Here's a waste of white skin, child. I don't know.
760. Jwilson is so funny.
You cannot. No, you cannot. You take your ass to the airport and go live. Take your ass to your airport and go. I want you behind the gate. Take your ass to Albuquerque, New Mexico's airport behind the gate and show us. Prove it to us. Prove it today. Don't call the shots. You got us at 12 a.m. Somebody listening to you. 12 a.m. the next day, tomorrow. He can't leave. No, I bet you $1,000 he can't leave. Go to your Albuquerque, New Mexico airport and go behind the gates. Go to the gate. Go to security. Go out, Jason. He gonna be able to do it.
I gotta get better microphones.
Jwilson said, whoever got the better mic is the one who gets to talk the most. That's what he just said. So everybody, go home, save your money, buy you a good mic so you can get on panels and overtake these motherfuckers. Oh, Lord.
Just saying, I really have to leave.
That's your queen, no? The queen. And your daughter's a blood. And
Okay, but look. But I got to go. Y'all doing the most, but I have to go.
I wrote in the chat, Jason, we love you, but please leave New Mexico. Jwilson, Jason called your father. Jason had a whole conversation with your father. You didn't talk about that. Why don't you talk about that?
Well, no, more than two things. Kwani said leave New Mexico. Jason said he already left New Mexico on business. So it's a lot. It's really interesting. Again, my father was called. Now, I thought that was really interesting. But
let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Are you a junior?
I will say this, that I have talked to my dad, and my dad knows exactly what I do. But I'm going to say that was really, really interesting and really telling. So I will say that, again, I'm just glad that he mentioned that I in no way called him to do anything to Timothy Blaine, because that's what Timothy has been running with, and this man did it because he had his own reason. And I want y'all to catch this. At no point in time have I talked to Jason because I blocked him, like he said, and I had no interest in trying to get I-Babe. Okay? So that's the whole thing. No interest in this I-Babe situation. And even though I-Babe and I have a love-hate relationship, but I don't do that. And so I just wanted to say this. Now, you all probably say this. My dad is a nice guy, but nobody ain't coming up on that property because my dad is a licensed carry, gun-toting American. And, of course, I have a lot of brothers and sisters, and I'm really not worried about that. But I have really talked to him about what I do. Creator called at the church, and the person at the church is a good friend of mine, and she had to direct them, and she called me and told me, but never have I said Mayday, Mayday. One more thing. Again, I don't have nothing against you, but it's no way that I was going to take anybody's phone call. Yes, he is right. I did block him because I don't want anything to do with it. I don't need information. I tell y'all, this is how people, you know, say this really quickly, this is how people get caught up. Because they hate people so much that they're willing to take this information from anybody. And then, at the end of the day,
he's blah, 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 and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. But he's messy. But he said it too before. So we already know that Jwilson is messy. Now the question is, well, how genuine is he? That's the question. But you know what? He says it. It's all about money for him. So, you know, we need to understand, like, you're watching someone who puts money before friendships. He puts money before relationships. He puts money before strangers. So you have to, like, you gotta accept it, but be aware that these are, that when you're watching when you're on Jay Wilson, he will entertain you, but it is really about money. So you don't really know if what he's saying is the truth, or he's very smart at right now he's kicking ass. I don't care what anybody says. It's just what it is, and I'm not gonna stop watching him. And but I never said I was so religious. But Jay Wilson is not, or acting, or bringing. God has nothing to do with anything that's happening in the beef sector. So I'll talk to you later.